Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, hi. Howdy.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Happy
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Woohoo. Don't know where Randy went. I think he's hiding
Yeah,
somewhere.
he clicked out as soon as the theme
Yes,
song
I did
started.
because I
Oh,
took a bite right then, right as it went down. I was like, "Oh crap, it's too late!" And I'm sitting there trying to chow it down, and it wasn't pretty.
hmm.
Oh, no.
Y'all
Yeah,
don't want to see me
Randy's
eat. Trust me.
Randy's over there enjoying his deviled ham. I
Deviled
just
ham
learned
and
what it
crackers
was today for the very first time.
and crackers. Gotta have crackers with
Yeah,
it.
and
I told him I
crackers.
said that's what we used to call pogey bait in the army.
Uh, yeah, it's not
Any
good for you. Tastes
no,
okay.
yeah, it'll make you survive a feel problem real easy.
Yeah, or give you one. Give you a problem.
Yeah, you're gonna have a problem afterwards, but in the meantime, you gotta suck it up, Buttercup.
There you go. There you go. Oh,
So
Have
my
you had
goodness.
dinner? Have you had dinner yet, Brandy?
Have I? No,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Uh-uh.
In Korea, by the way, that's kind of a greeting when you meet up with someone. The
yeah,
first thing you ask is, "Have you eaten today?" Or, "Have you had dinner?" Or
yeah,
Is,
okay,
is
yeah.
that
yeah.
like a caring gesture, or is that like, let's go get something to eat?
See, when I was living in Korea at first, I thought people were inviting me out to eat, but it's more of a caring gesture. But I would
Okay.
be very
Gotcha.
disappointed because I thought someone was offering to buy me lunch or something.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I'd be mad too. I love food. I'd be like, what do you, what?
yeah,
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Do you want to go eat?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go now.
yeah.
Especially,
I know.
I know in Korea that the I don't know how, when we were out on the economy, we weren't on base, and we were out on the economy. If one of them asked if you wanted to eat, you ate with them. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter what they were served,
Yeah.
whatever. You ate with them. Period. Same thing in
Right.
Germany, because them old people in Germany will feed you until you are stuffed, and I think they're fattening you
Yeah.
up like Hansel and Gretel switch. So,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
like the greatest insult. If
yeah,
they try to offer to feed you and you turn it down in Asian
yeah,
cultures, greatest
not good.
insult ever.
Yeah. Even if you just eat a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you might as well be talking smack about their mama.
yeah, exactly. And it scares the crap
Yeah.
out of me, because I'm like, I'm not going to say no to none of them because, quite frankly, I love the food anyway. So, of course, look at this. I
Right.
love
Well,
all food for the most part. So,
right. Well, Mickey had said that during the conference that we'd already ask her if she'd eaten yet. And she says that means that, it showed that somebody cared that she had eaten.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess we do it too in a way.
yeah,
I guess we do.
Yeah.
we
We
care
don't do
about
it
you,
as a
Mickey.
greeting.
We care
We
about
don't say we don't instead of saying hi, we don't say, hey, have you eaten yet? I
you.
mean,
No,
we
we're not.
say hi and
I'm
then
going to
we
say,
make sure you've eaten today.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to say that from now on. I'm going to be like, have you eaten yet? Have you eaten yet? And when they start looking at me funny, say, trust me, you're
Oh,
going to
it's
eat.
kind of like in American culture where people say like, "Oh, so how are you?" But they're not really asking
Oh, yeah.
how you're doing. It's just kind
Yeah.
of obligatory. See, in Asian cultures, that's kind of
That
alien. Like just
Yeah. And,
yeah, because if you meet up with someone in Asian culture and just ask them how they're doing, they're gonna think that you think they're sick.
yeah. They think,
oh,
yeah, I see
Yeah,
what they're saying with that because
yeah.
how you're doing relates to their health there.
Yeah, so so imagine if you replace how you're doing with "Have you eaten today?" or "Have you
Yeah.
eaten yet?" That's kinda like the idea.
well, I
Gotcha.
well, in our culture too, American culture,
Yeah.
it's not how you say how are you doing. I mean, because you could say to somebody, how are you doing?
How you
And
doing?
Yeah, yeah.
and to me that would be like, but if somebody said, how you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah.
you doing? That would be something totally different. I guess yeah, I get it.
I'm sorry, it just stuck in my head right there. It's like, how you doing?
How you doing?
Oh goodness. Okay, that's done. I'm done with that one.
Anyway
Randy's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm
Oh no,
done.
no,
anyway,
I was fixing other things too.
I think that's a good segue into our topic, guys, because speaking of Asian cultures, our little topic takes us all the way over to Asia,
Yeah,
namely on the border of India, Nepal, and China, where the three borders meet. Today, we're going to discuss well, I would say, in my opinion, the most mysterious mountain in the world. And I got the idea from this because there were other shows that we have been a part of where people would talk about Mount Shasta, right?
Yes.
So mysterious and how there's all this phenomena and weird stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. I've never been there myself. I would like to go one day. I hear it's a beautiful spot and it's accessible to us because we are in the US. Have you guys?
Correct. I've never been.
I haven't either.
But that's like for us, like, that's the mysterious mountain. Indigenous people saw it as a holy place. A lot of strange phenomena going on, right? Some disappearances, some
God.
Right.
Bigfoot encounters.
Well, thank you, Cryptical Crossroads. We appreciate you. 5 more
Cryptical
Booze
Crossroads.
Club members. Woohoo!
Yep. Oh, there's Amy.
Yeah,
Amy.
there's
Amy.
Amy.
Amy Creel.
What does
How
Amy
long-
say? She says, goes back to Depression era. If your neighbor was hungry and came by, they would never ask for food, so the lady of the house thrust food upon them. No face lost.
Ah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Have we not seen Amy in a while? Because it doesn't seem like I've seen her in a while.
I think you're just blind.
Well, that's nothing new. We understand that. It's a given, okay?
I've seen
No,
her.
I've spotted Amy in a few other channels.
Oh, so she's
not
cheating on
ours.
us. Okay, got
Oh,
it.
she's cheating on us. Yeah.
They're all within,
Yeah.
the Misfit toys.
We're,
So
Are
we're
they?
used goods to her.
I'm about to
We're
say
used
we are
goods.
no
we're
longer.
used goods.
We have been
Oh.
chewed up and spit out, or name tagged out, or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
Amy. Randy was asking about you. He was like, "Have you guys seen Amy?"
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just notices, like, if he hasn't seen a name in a long time, he's like,
Exactly. I just hadn't
where you
noticed your
been?
name in forever. It's like, where you been? What the heck?
Hey, yeah, where you been?
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this mountain.
Okay, Mount Kailash. This place makes Mount Shasta look like Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
most
my
mysterious
goodness.
mountain in the entire world. And the fact that it literally sits just like a few kilometers north shy of the point where Nepal, China, and India all meet. It's part of the Himalayan mountain range. 6,638 meters high. So it's not the highest. For context, like Everest, I think is like 8,900 meters high.
Is
or
it
something
that
like that.
short? It's like 27,000 feet. That's something like that, right?
Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, how tall is Mount Everest?
Siri knows everything.
Siri said, "Screw you, I ain't answering."
Hey Siri, how tall is Mount
She's
Everest?
a know-it-all.
Come on, Siri's thinking. Come on, girl. 29,032 feet. How
Okay.
tall is Mount Everest in meters?
We're asking Siri. This is
I
what you
could have
get, people.
Wikipedia'd
We're
it by
live.
now.
We're live. Don't you love it?
Siri, you're letting me down, girl.
Siri,
She's not
you
cooperating.
shameless hussy.
I know. Alexa would know a lot quicker.
Well, my phone's all the way over there and go,
Oh, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Google.
Oh no, I was right. 8,900 meters. Yeah. No, I was
Okay.
right.
Hey, how tall is Mount Everest? And it's literally coming up right now. It did the same thing, and it's all the way
I
over
told
there.
you, Alexa's
Yeah.
a lot faster. I'm just sorry. Siri's a little
Yeah.
bit slow these days.
Yeah, I said 8,900 meters, and I went off the top of my head. So, yay.
What was it?
8,848.9
That's close enough.
meters.
8,900 is good enough. It's
That's good enough.
Yeah.
So, but how tall is this one though?
6,638 meters.
Okay, so
Okay,
it's
so it's not-
smaller.
Yeah,
It's
not,
smaller,
but it's not
yeah.
by a lot, honestly. If you think about it,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that picture showed makes it sure look different, doesn't it? It makes
Actually,
it look like it's like an alien form sitting out
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot
Wow.
of weird stuff about it, though. Man, where do I start with this place? Okay, so for 4 religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and Yunzhongbon, those 4 religions, Mount Kailash is the holiest place in the
Oh,
universe, in the world.
oh,
For the Hindus, they believe that it is the home of the Hindu god Shiva. That is his abode. For Buddhism, it's known as the navel of the world, the starting point of creation.
Oh, okay. So
Jainism for go ahead.
no, I was
hold
going to
on.
say, so it's seeing it as a belly button, then essentially, like the umbilical
Yep,
cord where it all
yep,
started.
right.
Gotcha. I just
Okay,
threw out
By
that
the way,
little Mikey. So
okay, little Mikey. Yeah, I'll make sure that is Canadian, right? $27.99.
yes, yep.
What's the conversion on that? Anybody got a clue? I'll look it up.
Uh,
Ask
yeah, you'll
Alexa.
have to look it up later. I don't know for sure.
Ask Alexa. She's a lot faster.
My conversion rates are screwed. I ain't doing German marks no more. So
Like, what's the conversion rate? It's ask Alexa. She's faster. Okay.
yeah.
okay, sorry about that, Don.
Okay. Sorry.
So according to Jainism, it was the site where the first like enlightened sage. Basically, Jainism is like an offshoot of Hinduism,
Yeah.
and where their philosophy is, their whole religion is based off that there were like 24 like enlightened masters that came in sequence to bring knowledge and enlightenment to the world, right? Kind of
Yeah.
similar-ish
Okay.
to Buddhism, how you have different incarnations of the Buddha. Their
Okay.
first incarnation for Jainism apparently attained enlightenment meditating on top of Mount Kailash. That's why Jainism, people involved in that religion, they regard it so highly. It's for them like the Bodhi tree in Buddhism. For
Okay.
Buddhists, it's the center of creation. For Hindus, it's the home of Shiva,
Oh,
one
is
of
it? Is that
the
that's where that
Trinity.
one's the
Yep,
Shiva? Okay,
yep,
I didn't even realize that. I hadn't read that far into it. I'm kind of looking on the side of obviously at the quick stuff too. So I didn't realize that they thought Shiva. They believe Shiva was lived there.
yeah. That's his abode. That's his home. And
Okay.
apparently, he had trapped like the Demon King at its base.
Okay. Now,
Yunzhongbon is basically the native religion of like it's Tibetan shamanism.
gotcha.
It's basically the religion that Tibetans had before Buddhism moved in. And
Gotcha.
basically, Tibetan
Okay.
Buddhism is just Buddhism mixed with their local shamanic traditions, which
Okay.
come from the Bon religion, they call it. And that it's kind of similar to, like shamanic traditions. They worship nature spirits and
Yeah.
gods. For them, this is like their Mount Olympus. This is
Okay.
where like their head god lives. So for
Okay.
4 religions, and in all 4 religions, they make regular pilgrimages.
Yeah. I was reading that.
Um, yeah, every year. In the
This
season,
is like the
people will
Mecca
make
for them. Then.
it is Mecca. The ritual is called the Kaaba. It's called the Kaaba,
Okay.
and you're supposed to circumnavigate or walk around the mountain, but
Okay.
never climb. Now,
Oh,
here's the crazy part, Brandy. No one's ever climbed this mountain before, or no one's ever reached the top, ever,
okay.
according
So,
to
I
mainstream
mean,
knowledge.
so there have been people who've tried,
There have been people who tried.
and it's lower than Mount Everest,
It's lower than Mount Everest.
and nobody's ever made it.
No one's ever made it.
I'm trying to
Not
see how
one.
many have actually
Is
attempted it. I was looking at it here too.
Yeah.
is there a scientific reason why nobody's made it to the top, or is it just I don't know?
Number one, for some weird reason, compasses do not work there.
Yeah.
And this is not like speculation. Pilgrims walk around it. Like if you go into vicinity, your compasses will just start spinning. There's some weird geomagnetic anomalies associated with the place,
Now
specifically that mountain.
I was sitting here reading. I know you're getting ready to go over some of this stuff, but I was sitting here reading over
Mhm.
this. Now China has strictly prohibited any climbing activities on it. Now, haven't they?
They they it's weird because it's a lot of diplomatic issues
Yeah.
because it's right between. It's like I said, it's right between Nepal, China, and India.
Yeah.
So the reason why China would oftentimes like stop they've since banned any attempts to climb it. That was fairly recent, but that was
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
to respect the traditions of
I was
all
gonna
these
say for
militaries.
religious reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There were also some diplomatic reasons because when they have tensions with India, because a lot of the pilgrims will come up from India into
Mhm.
China. So China's really wary about like thousands of people from India just crossing into their borders all willy nilly like
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have some pilgrims coming up through Nepal as well,
Uh-huh.
but there's a lot going on with the reason why China, because it's on the Chinese side of the territory. There's a lot of reasons why China would say, "Hey, no, well, absolutely no climbing," but then period, they would have pilgrimages like some years, and
Yeah.
then when you get awkward politically,
Yep.
they'll stop it for a year, and then they'll resume it for another year after that. So it's really touch and go.
Now,
Okay.
The
didn't they allow the Nepalese to do it at all times? The Nepalese ones could do it. It was the Indians that they wouldn't let
Yeah,
come
but the
inside.
thing is, what was going on was when they would close the border with India, the Indian pilgrims would go up through Nepal.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Okay. I
okay.
see.
So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
why.
That's why they
So,
shut it
So
down. Okay. Makes sense.
so
yeah,
I
so
got I got one more question.
sure.
So they say that it's okay to walk around it, right?
Yes.
Has anybody walked completely around it, and how far is that?
Oh Lord.
They say normally it's about 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's-
That's the pilgrimage to walk around it. The belief that according to these traditions, the belief, if you walk around it, it's like hitting a spiritual reset button. It cleanses your karma. Basically, it washes away your sins. So it's like hitting the karmic reset button if you walk around it.
Oh, well, I can
People
see
have
that. I can see that. I mean, because you're talking
yeah,
about walking for almost 3 straight days and just
right,
stopping long enough to eat or sleep.
right.
So you're just out there with a bunch of people who
And
are
they have different
praying
way
and
stations and prayer stations as well,
yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's a whole. I get it now. It's a I wouldn't call it a retreat, but it's a spiritual
Yeah.
reset.
It's a true pilgrimage. It really is a true
Pilgrimage.
pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. You just kind of pray and walk.
Much like the Hajj, where the Arabics do the Hajj to Mecca.
Yep.
Mhm.
And when people, I broke this down for a couple people one time. They said, well, because they used to call me Haji in Iraq. The Iraqis did,
Mhm.
but people were like, why did you let them call you Haji? Haji is actually a term of respect in their culture because a Haji is an elderly man that has made the Hajj, the actual trip pilgrimage to Mecca. So it is a term of respect to them. So that's
Okay.
makes me wonder. They got to have something like that with these guys too. You would think.
I wanna look something up real quick.
Yeah, because
Did did
I mean, if you
Go
if
ahead.
you're if you're just living and breathing and praying for 3 days,
yeah
it to me that would seem like a spiritual reset. Absolutely,
yeah
Yeah.
absolutely.
did
I
you
mean,
see what
because
that
you're yeah, you're meditating, you're doing all this
mhm.
other kind of stuff, and yeah, get it.
Did you see what
Yeah,
that
I mean,
Italian mountaineer did? The one in the '80s, Messner, the guy that they
yep,
were
I
going to let.
heard yep.
Did you see that? What
Yeah,
he
those
said to him?
yeah, he had a pretty interesting quote, if I do
Yeah,
recall.
yeah.
Why are you
I
reading
was
it?
like,
You can read it out loud if you want.
okay. I didn't know if you were going to bring it up or not. It says if we conquer this mountain, we conquer something in people's souls. I would suggest they go and climb something a little harder. That was after China gave him permission to actually climb it in the mid '80s.
Yeah, this was like yeah,
He turned it down. That shows a lot of respect for that culture, though. Honestly, if you
right.
think about it. So I just thought that was cool that he would have that kind of respect, because then they had a Spanish bunch try to do it and they denied them access. So,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
after that,
I
they
mean,
just stopped it. So,
it's the home of Shiva.
yeah, Shiva.
Shiva, for those of you who are not unaware, is basically in Hinduism, there's a trinity, kind of like with
Mhm.
Christianity, there's a
Yep.
trinity
Mm-hmm.
with
Mhm.
Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. You have Father, the Son, the Holy
And the Holy
Ghost.
Ghost. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, similar in concept. Shiva is the destroyer. Brahma's the
It,
creator, and Vishnu is the preserver.
it was fish. Is Vishnu the 6-armed one? I guess.
Yeah, Vishnu is the one that's most commonly worshipped.
Yeah.
Shiva is the one that when they talk about destroyer, what he's destroying is the illusion of the world.
Okay.
Ego.
Okay.
But yeah, that's his home. That's his crib, yo. Look at that.
He gonna come out fighting too if you ain't careful.
Yeah.
But look at
No,
that base there. Which face is that? Which is that? The north face?
oh yeah. So the other thing about the faces, there's four faces. They each point to the cardinal directions exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's
Another interesting bit, and one of the reasons why I personally think it's so holy. There are four major river systems that source directly out of Mount Kailash,
And
this
you
including the
got the
Ganges.
Ganges coming out of there right off the bat. That's immediate. That's a major Hindu.
Right.
Uh, I don't want to say tributary, but it's one of their holy march. The
Yeah.
Ganges is theirs.
Yeah. So if you think about cultural evolution, if you're in ancient peoples and you see this one mountain where there are four major rivers coming out of, you're gonna think that mountain is super holy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Man, I did not even know half the stuff I've been reading just in the last 20 minutes on this thing. So,
Now, right by the mountain, there's two lakes, which is also real interesting. There's Rakshas Tal and Lake Mansarovar. Right? These two lakes are completely different because one is completely Mansarovar is a freshwater lake. It's abundant. It's got fish and everything. It's known to be a very still lake. Rakshas Tal is the exact opposite. Its nickname is the Devil's Lake,
oh
and
wow,
it's all salt water. It's very turbulent, and there's no life there. And they're both right there at the foot of
so like the Dead Sea.
exactly like the Dead Sea. This is
huh.
a picture
Okay.
of Lake Mansarovar with
Wow.
Mount Kailash in the distance with their yaks chilling, hanging out. But yeah, this
Are
is
there
the
any
top of
pictures of anything around the other one?
No, I haven't looked those up. If you type in the name though, I'm sure you can find stuff. Shouts
Like
tall.
I can remember what that daggone name is. Like
I mean,
Rochester.
yeah, TAL.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at it. I'm trying to figure out how it's salt water. You know what I mean?
Also, the two in terms of elevation, I think they're two highest lakes in the world in terms of like
Elevation.
elevation. Yeah.
Which still is confounding to me. How is it so salty away from a body of ocean water? You know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
water's not going to flow up to it if it's that high.
And the fact that they're like right next to each other is weird. And then you got that, and then you got the four rivers coming out of it. I mean, how can you not think this is holy if you're an ancient peoples local to that region? You know?
Yeah. I'm looking at an actual topographic map of it, and you're right. I mean, it's in a little. It's surrounded by ridges all the way around it
Yeah.
as well. So I'm confused as to how that salt water. It's got to be a salt deposit there. Then is what it is.
Now, one of the other things that I heard mentioned, there is zero plant life on this mountain, unlike the other mountains in the region.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not talking about like lush plant life, like, but in the Himalayas, in the normal mountains, you're gonna see like in the crevices or in the fissures, there's going to be like a branch picking out or a little bit of grass, right?
Hmm.
This mountain's got nothing. It is bare to the bone. There's no plant life, no animal life at all.
Which is strange, but it is not. I mean, it kind of leans toward what Randy was saying, like a salt deposit or something that happens to be in that region, which is creating all of this acidic, um, the environment, making this
Yeah.
it acidic and not being able to, have plant life. To probably where the right across to that other lake, there's stuff growing all around it.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, but it's just odd that it's not affecting the other lake, and it's so close.
They're like right next to each other, apparently.
Yeah.
Other people have reported, now this could definitely just be pareidolia, but they have reported seeing the actual face of Shiva in the side of the mountain, like on the north side specifically. Other people will say that the snow melt will form like the actual Sanskrit character for Om. Whenever you meditate and you say Om,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that comes from a mantra that comes from Sanskrit. And that Sanskrit symbol, when the snow melt, people have reported would basically look like the Sanskrit symbol for that mantra. Like the snow would just arrange itself that way. It's a bit of a stretch. I think it's pareidolia, personally, but
Because, well, when you look at the picture that you were showing us, you can see
Yeah.
a
Hey.
face.
yeah,
You can see the lips and the nose and the eyes, and you can see it all in that photo.
people
Um,
say that's the face of Shiva.
And for all our friends out there, look, it's got something red around it. It may not be a circle, but it's red.
Yeah,
it's
we got a
red.
red. Yeah, we got a
Yeah,
red
it's
box.
red. Yeah, but you can definitely see it. Do we have maybe a close up of perhaps what the depiction of that is, of that particular one, and we could maybe do a cross comparison to what's in the face of the mountain?
Let me look it up. Hold on, give me a second. I found a few here.
I mean, I'd
So
be
you want
interested
to?
to see.
I,
All right,
the
little
more I
monkey, you
keep,
just have to kind of use your imagination. It's like if you're looking in the clouds
Yeah,
and trying to pick out like the flying pig or a dinosaur or something. You just kind of have to look at it like that, like if you're looking in the
yeah.
clouds.
got to go into full blown pareidolia mode.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
want it to be there.
I mean,
Okay.
I could definitely see it. I mean, the lips and the nose were most prominent to me versus the eyes.
Let me pull it back up. Let me see. Let me just try to take this picture and just make it more zoomed in. I'll just
Okay.
crop it.
Yeah, see if
But
we can
yeah,
look
I
at that.
mean, this is just starting to get weird. There's some looking into this, man. I found some weird, like, hold on.
I've got an AI thing right here that says, "Is Shiva still in Mount Kailash?"
What does the AI say?
AI stand for Hindus. Kailash Parvat is the home of Lord Shiva and Ma Parvati. Ma Parvati, I guess that's pronounced.
She's basically the female aspect. Like all Hindu gods have a male and female aspect.
Female part, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
they're
reading
actually
some of
binary.
this AI stuff that comes up when you plug it into
Yeah,
the Google stuff. And you're looking at,
yeah.
well,
So they
why would
could
you
be
even ask if it's
depicted
still
as
there?
either or, man or
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the women, the female aspects, they represent they're like almost treated as separate gods because they're gods over like different things,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Um, because what was her name? Shiva's counterpart. Keep forgetting.
Ma Parvati.
Pravati.
Yep.
Pravati is known as like She's a goddess. She's a female. She's basically the female version of Shiva, but she's kind of worshipped as the goddess of like knowledge and wisdom.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This one is a little bit more close up. What do you think?
You can see lips and stuff there. I mean,
Yeah, you
I mean,
can. I
don't get me
mean,
wrong. We know it's pareidolia. We understand that, but you could
Yeah.
easily, especially when you're talking about a culture that's so influenced by their religious beliefs. You know,
oh, and by the environment. I mean, look
yeah,
at it.
yeah. I could see where they would see it all day long.
Now, Amy asks an interesting question. Well, I'll get there. She asks, is the mountain an artificial structure? Freshwater lake equals potable water, saltwater lake equals gray water. That has been brought up. It has been brought up. Now,
Okay.
going back to why the mountain has never been climbed, there's a number of reasons, right? Randy pointed out that an Italian mountaineer who just showed up, got permission, but just decided out of respect and just turned around.
Mhm.
There have been attempts, numerous attempts throughout the 20th century where
Mhm.
people would go. Some have reported they would start climbing it, and then they would just be hit with crazy weather, like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like hit with a storm, and be forced to turn around. Um, Other accounts. Now, the most famous account was a group. You can't find details on it because it's kind of hearsay, but
Mhm.
it went around. Like everyone knows the account where I think it was like 5 Russian mountaineers tried to climb it, tried to summit it, and got pretty close. They came back claiming that they had reached the top. All 5 of them were dead within a year and a half. All 5 of them from
So
a
they all lied, though.
illness. And according to the legend, it was reported that they had all like died of old age, even though they were in their 20s and 30s.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now,
That's
people
a
have reported when they do the pilgrimage that earlier I mentioned it takes about 3 days to circumnavigate the mountain itself.
yeah.
Some people have actually come back like early, like they finished the ritual in 2 days because when they make it back to like the main base or whatever, they're like, "Why are you early? It normally takes 3 days. You got here in two." But then the person will be all disoriented because they think that they've been out there for weeks.
Wow.
Like people lose sense of time. And this is not just rumor and hearsay. Like people who have recently gone on pilgrimages have come back reporting that one, like a lot of them feel disoriented, anxiety, like weird stuff would happen to them. They would feel older, like they were aging. Like their bodies would be fatigued. They would lose muscle mass. Um, some people report feeling like when they complete it, they actually feel 10 years younger once they complete the ritual.
Yeah.
The locals there are particularly known for being very long lived, but
Huh.
there seems to be some weird anomalies with time and magnetism.
I
This is commonly reported.
with magnetism, the way you bring that up, you talk about the compasses and stuff not working there and instruments not
Yeah,
working.
Well, that
You
makes
might have
sense.
a
Right.
you might have a giant iron ore in there, that's literally causing everything to magnetize.
Right. But
that's
then
that's the
again,
other reason. Go ahead.
what how do we explain the aging and the anti-aging? Um,
Can't.
yeah, I can't. That yeah, no.
Now I'm reading where he's talking about these bunch of these Siberian climbers, and I'm like, they haven't, it's legend or lore or whatever, but I'm
Yeah, it's
like,
not
but this
corroborated, no actual like
19th,
definitive
20th
record.
century. But if
This
they're
is
all the way from
early 20th century.
Siberia, that had to
Yeah,
have some sort of credence to it. Like we talk about legend and lore. There's always a kernel of truth in there somewhere. They wouldn't have just come
right,
up with Siberian climbers just out of the blue because they wouldn't have thought about Siberians. They would have
right.
thought, hey, Chinese, Nepalese, Sherpas, whatever, especially in the 19th and early 20th century.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
wondering why. Okay, so it's like why if you complete the journey too early, you can have really good effects or bad effects. I mean, I wonder how that is. I mean, is it you didn't pray enough, or you prayed
Yeah.
an ample amount, or um, is this their gift? From one of their gods, or I mean, how do they view that?
or
Yeah.
maybe it's an aspect of what I mentioned earlier, the spiritual reset button, the karmic reset button, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's got something to do with how it messes with time and aging.
Yeah. So maybe the ones who come back in age and disoriented did not do their pilgrimage correctly. Like they just kind of
Right.
like ran through it thinking if they just went through the motions that's going to work.
Or basically, I think what the belief is, because I was listening, they had like this yogi dude show up on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about Mount Kailash.
Oh,
Hmm.
And
really?
I to prepare for this episode, I actually listened to all that. My theory, personal theory, is that I think the things that weigh you down spiritually and that affect your karma are the things that cause you to age faster or slower when you're there. And I think the aging thing, I think is just you burning through all that. I think it depends on like what kind of baggage you're carrying when you get there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they say that stress can age a person quickly.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're out there and you're supposed to be resetting your whole mindset, you know, um, and releasing all of that extra baggage, you could appear younger because you would be, I guess, more lighthearted. You would be happier. You would be, because they always say that if you frown, it always adds years to your face. But if you smile, it takes those away.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm screwed then.
I know because you
He's a
never
frowner.
smile. He's
Yeah.
just yeah, he's a frowner.
I did
Well,
highlight
Okay.
one over there from Amy, though. I don't know if you talked about that very much. The diet of the locals, doesn't look like a fertile area, but that actually is a very fertile area. That entire area is with those rivers going through.
The Tibetan
But
Plateau, yeah.
yeah, look,
I'm pretty sure what they eat is mostly like meat and dairy.
yeah, high
That's
protein stuff,
what,
right?
yeah. Like if you look at what Mongolians eat, like modern Mongolians, it's just meat and dairy, like and maybe potatoes. They don't eat a lot of plant matter there.
No, no,
uh,
which is why they're always constipated.
yeah, but I mean, she might be onto something with like yak
Yeah,
milk and butter and all of that stuff. It may make your skin look great.
yeah, it
We
does.
don't have the opportunity to use yak products, in the United States. We don't have that, but I
We're
mean,
not even
maybe there's
allowed to
something
drink
to
raw
it.
milk. It's like illegal here. So
No,
It's not
yes, yes,
illegal. You have to go to the right place.
it's
yeah.
illegal.
I'm pretty sure
You
you
don't know.
can just. I
The
mean, you can
government.
get goat's milk though.
Ew,
Goat's
that
milk's
stuff's
easy to
nasty. Have
come
you
by.
ever actually drank goat's milk? That stuff is so nasty. Dude that gave me some raw. I used to get raw milk from a guy down the road, and he gave me some goat's milk. Hey, try this. I took one sip of that. I was like, "What the hell? It's like soured cow's milk is what it tasted like to me." I'm like, "No, no, 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 never again." Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't even like goat cheese. Feta? No, not happening.
I mean, I've tried human breast milk before, but that was 45 years ago. I don't remember what it tastes like.
Yeah, yeah, just don't remember that. I don't
Ooh,
know. But you ever
ooh.
had a goat burger? It's pretty
Oh, I've had
good.
cabrito. Don't get me wrong. I've had cabrito. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, um, I don't know, but I think they may be onto something. There's something. Maybe it's because we got to think about what's going on in their environment and what they have going on in their grasses and all of that stuff. I mean, and then that the yak is eating these things and other animals that they also indulge in. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And maybe some minerals that they're picking up that is in the milk and in the meat and in the butter. You know, it's already in there by what these animals are consuming. It's just like the deer population in the United States. Different states have different sizes of deer due to the fact of what they're eating, and the taste of the meat is different. You know, I know that in my area, these deer are definitely farm fed. They are farm fed, you know, because we're bustling with just farmlands, and they're just eating, you know, soybeans and corn and whatever else they can get on. Yeah, they're eating well.
That's
You
good.
know,
That's good.
to where like northern deer, say up in Michigan, they're with the pine cones and all of that. So they're a little bit more gamey tasting versus what
Yeah.
they are in the South. So I mean that could be a thing.
Corn-fed deer. So the
Corn
corn-fed
fed.
deer tastes better?
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
it's the difference in the feed. It's like getting beef and getting grass fed beef versus stall raised beef. You know what I mean? It's a big
Grain
difference between
fed.
that free
Yeah.
grazer that free grazer is a totally different animal than that
Yeah.
that granary guy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway,
It's just well, it's kind of like with humans. It's like not necessarily taste. Don't we're not talking about cannibalism. I'm just talking about like if somebody eats a whole lot of garlic and garlic is
yeah.
in, you know, in their diet on a daily basis, they will exude that from their skin, and they will have that particular smell to it. It's the
Well,
same thing with somebody who has drank a lot of alcohol the night before, and they're
oh
sweating it
yeah,
out the next day. You can
oh
actually
yeah.
smell that coming through their pores. So you know that that's all inside their body, and you know, you can just smell it. It's just
Why
no
you have to
thanks.
bring up? Why you have to bring up my Fridays in the military? Because Thursday night was always ladies' night. Everybody went out, got drunk, and tore up, and then we had to run 4 miles usually on Friday morning. It was
Well,
not a
see,
fun formation. It was not a fun
well,
formation at all.
yeah, you have to wear nose plugs. But I mean that's what I'm saying. It's just you are what you eat. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
be
we
good to
got
your
we got
bodies,
sidetracked there.
everyone. Don't listen to
Yeah, I was
Randy. Be
about to
good to
I
your
was about to
bodies.
go into a story, but then I stopped myself. I was like, "No, this is a family show."
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
family show. Yeah.
Resist.
I just thought it
Okay.
was
Resist. There
funny
was
she
a
brought
whole
that up when
I
I just
I was
talked to somebody online about it the other day.
well, I was trying to avoid that whole intimacy conversation. I was trying to stay more on the scientific side of
Mhm.
things, you know. Um, thanks, Donny. But
I
you
wasn't
know,
doing
I mean,
anything intimate.
Anyway,
the,
okay, are we
Randy,
ready
stop.
to are we ready to crank up the woo? Are we ready
I'm ready
for
for
it?
the woo. Bring
Pick it
on
up.
the woo.
Okay.
I'm
All
I'm not a
right.
ready.
woo guy.
Now, this is just and we were just introducing the mountain itself and why it's significant.
Yes.
Let me tell you about this dude,
No.
Ernst Moldashev. Okay. So back in 1959, Ernst Moldashev, this guy was a Russian, like I think he was like a surgeon or a doctor, but I mean, he was a well-known surgeon and doctor. Like he had won like medical awards. I think he was like directors of like these major programs for the Soviet Union at the time. He and a group of Russian scientists and explorers, that's him with his team, they heard about the stories of the people aging, right? The Russian expedition where all
Hmm.
Mhm.
five of them they claimed they climbed to the top, but that everyone died. He was fascinated by this. So he and his team they go over to Mount Kailash to study it. Now, what he does is rather than climb it out of respect for the locals and the religious significance, right?
Yeah.
He goes to like the local lamas, right? Dalai Lamas. Not the Dalai Lama, but they have like,
Yeah. Yeah. The
Tibetan
different
like
Yeah.
llamas. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He interviews all the locals asking like, what they believe, what they stories and encounters that they came across. what their views on the whole Russian expedition with everyone dying because of essentially aging to death. They corroborated a lot of it. They offered their own, and he interviewed them. He collected them in his journals and in his writings. And he was directed to two men in a local village who everyone knew. One was like 60 years old. The other guy was 90. They were known as the Guardians. The reason why these two men were significant, these local Tibetan men, was because they were the only ones who knew the actual entrance into the mountain. So while he and his team were exploring and studying the mountain, at the base, not actually trying to climb it,
Right.
Moldashev reported weird sounds coming from the mountain as if it was hollow.
Ooh.
That's what he was reporting. He also reported, because he would camp out there at the base with his team, they had reported sighting of strange lights.
Thanks, Sparky.
Thank you, Sparky.
They corroborated the whole, they wanted to study the whole, like, compasses not working and everything. He managed to, according to his story, he managed to get a hold of these two guardians. And he didn't want to try to push them too hard because, they're very secretive about their...
Right.
So he asked them, and he leads them, he has a conversation with them, eventually builds trust with them, right? But he's still not going to ask them outright to show him the entrance until he shows them a picture of what we understand to be like an extraterrestrial, like a gray alien, like kind of like in the picture here in the cover of his book. He's like, "Have you seen this before?" And according to Moldashev, they were shocked because, well, as the story goes, apparently they had seen those same creatures inside the mountain.
Oh.
Eventually, he comes to realize that what Mount Kailash actually is the mythical city of Shambhala. That's his personal conclusion, that what he's looking at is the outer exterior of Shambhala. Now, a lot of people understand Shambhala to be this grandiose spiritual city, right? But according to Moldashev, he believes that instead of a city, it's more like a network of caves. And in the network of caves, there are remnants of the pre-Diluvian civilizations, the ancient Lemurians, the Atlanteans, remnants of those civilizations, because he is of the mind, as are some other people in the woo side of things, that Mount Kailash is actually a man-made structure. He believes that it's actually the largest pyramid on Earth because of its shape, right? Because it is very...
Yeah, and nothing grows on it.
Nothing grows on it. He thinks what we are actually looking at is the largest pyramid on Earth. His claim is that it was constructed by the ancient Lemurians and Atlanteans, and that the last vestiges of their civilizations reside inside the mountain. And the guardians and the locals, based off what they told him, they were kind of building up his claim. He eventually, according to his book, I didn't read the book, but I just got a brief rundown. According to his book or his account, the Guardians eventually agreed to take him to the cave. So they take him down the road towards the mountain. And it's very well camouflaged. Like he spends a decent amount of time talking about how no one would have spotted it. If you had gone there looking for the cave yourself, like, it would have been impossible to spot. You got to really know where it was.
Yeah.
They take him in there. He goes in with his flashlight. And as the further he goes in, he feels heavier. He's getting like all this, like what I described before, right? Feelings of anxiety, something like, and it's like his soul is telling him that he doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
He eventually comes across an iron door, but he can't get past the iron door, which is inside a cave, which is really weird
Yeah.
because there's something in his body that just won't let him continue. So he tries to make it back out. He's already gone into this network of caves, and according to Moldashev, as he's making his way out, he is seeing figures in the darkness, like shadow figures,
Shadow people.
because it is, because it is not shadow people, but like just because everything's so obscure, because there's no
Yeah.
natural.
Yes.
But he reported seeing humanoid-like figures that were impossibly large, giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were
I
talking
mean,
about how Mount
it's
Shasta is
not the
not Bigfoot.
it's not the first story that we've heard about giants being around a mountain.
Right. Now, it's all the word of this one guy. So take it or leave it. That's up to you, people at home as you watch this. You can look him up. His name is Ernst Moldashev, Muldashev. His book is called Where Do We Come From? And he's one of those he's one of those ancient alien guys, Atlantis, right?
Right.
Eric von Daniken kind of figures. A lot of those writings and works were very popular back then, and people, they'll take it, they'll leave it. Jason's got very strong opinions about that whole field.
Yes.
Other people are more open to it.
No, he does not. He'll take it any way he can do it.
I mean, I'm trying now. He's saying that this being that is pictured on the front of his book, okay, and that is a depiction of what people have seen.
He's basically saying that the Guardians, the two local men, who everyone, all the locals, even the llamas, all agreed these are the two guys, the only two people in the world who know how to go inside the mountain. When he talked to those two guys, they said that inside Mount Kailash are different beings, um, a mixture of giant humans. You've got some beings that look like this pictured here, but then others just look like regular Homo sapiens. But
Okay.
it's inhabited. There's a network of caves that are in there. There are several different races that are mingling, and they're all in a meditative state. Um, that's the thing. They're not like living and scurrying around. They're all in this, transcendent meditative state in a form of like spiritual stasis, waiting for the moment when they can reveal their spiritual teachings and resurrect the knowledge of the ancient world and share it with the world,
Okay.
according to the Guardians, according to this guy.
And he said this whole place is void of light. Correct?
Yeah, I mean it's a cave.
From what he's seen, there's
Yeah,
no
he didn't get very far. He technically didn't even enter the main area,
seeing
right?
that there may be like points of light where you would be able to see sunlight, or maybe not. I don't know. But
Right.
the beings that is the being that is on the front of his book, I mean, I could see where it would kind of look like that, due to the fact is, it's cut off from the outside world. It would be in complete darkness. It would have to adjust to being able to, see anything. And so it would kind of look a little strange. I
Yeah.
mean, we would, if you put us in a cave devoid of all light, eventually we would start to look different.
I mean, what do you guys think, though? Do you think
I
that
mean,
there's something in there?
I'm reading like you're talking about right there, on the pyramid side. That is because this one little write up here about the peak being a pyramid is it says scientists have discovered that the top of Mount Kailash is actually a man-made vacuum pyramid, and it's surrounded by 100 other smaller pyramids. and that means it goes from anywhere from 100 meters high on these pyramids to 1,800 meters high on these pyramids, on some of these pyramids. And I'm just thinking to myself, uh, the actual size of the pyramid in Egypt, the biggest pyramid in Egypt, is only 146 meters. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Okay, so Egypt is just another animal altogether because
oh yeah,
they're starting to find that the
mm-hmm,
pyramid's top is just the tip of the iceberg. That is
exactly.
just what's above ground. That there's more below ground that they're
Yep,
now just discovering.
yep,
Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. The
and
structures. Yeah,
right, and that's only
yeah,
because of the equipment that we have created
yeah.
now to find these things. So the more intricate these devices become, it's like the more and more stuff we're finding. Um, it's- and it may change history.
Hmm.
Everything that we knew about Egypt may be totally wrong. So
Oh yeah,
we're gonna hopefully find out. I'm hoping it won't be in my lifetime, but I'm hoping that we find more of that. In this case, the way it looks like it could be man-made because it's just odd. It looks just very odd. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
kind of rounded and it looks kind of flat. Um, like it could have been wore down over time from its grandeur it had when it was first made. I don't know.
Now, I looked at the mainstream science side or analysis of Mount Kailash.
Thank
yeah.
you,
The
Amy.
interesting bit is that this is not the typical type of mountain that you would normally find like a network of caves. There are mountains. I think who mentioned it earlier? Sparky said, very interesting as many of our large mountain or structures have cave networks under or in them. That is true. But typically, specifically these types of mountains,
Yeah,
because this one, like volcanic mountains, tend to have a lot of caves. It's
Right,
just the nature of like volcanic rock.
yeah.
right.
If you have an ancient volcano that's now turned into a mountain, expect a lot of caves.
Yeah, it's a very porous rock. So you
Right.
would assume that you would have, caverns and things.
Yeah.
Yes.
This thing is, according to geologists, this thing is just mostly just straight up granite. This was formed by glacial melt, um, and mainstream science puts this as old as the Cretaceous era.
Wow. Okay.
So they
Wow,
said that
yeah.
these types of mountains typically you don't get a lot of caves.
I about to say, but the Cretaceous area alone, that's very old for one of the Himalayas. You know,
Well, yeah, and then
So
if we're
from
talking
the
about
Cretaceous, you go to the Eocene, but there was a lot of earth shifting, especially with
yeah,
the ice caps.
yes.
And this was from glaciers. You don't get a lot of caves in mountains like these, but so the fact that there are caves in there, at least according to this guy, and a whole network of them that form an entire city called Shambhala,
yeah.
right? That's kind of weird.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I
think.
mean, you got to think of granite though, and we know granite is very, very tough,
Mhm.
and it takes a lot to wear it down or break it or anything like that, unless you have the right kind of tools. But it takes a lot um, to get through it.
And quite frankly, that doesn't look like anything but rock. I mean, it doesn't look like it should be hollow at all.
No. So yeah,
So
I would think that if this thing does have any types of caves and anything in it, they would have to definitely be man-made.
Right.
That's my own personal opinion, just
yeah,
because of the material that it's made of. It would have to be man-made, or
and how old would it
or
have to be?
it was manipulated by something else than the planet Earth. How about that?
Yeah. Now,
It was aliens. Let's just say
Yeah.
it. Let's just
Okay,
let's just
it's
say it.
I'm
aliens.
not
All
even gonna
right,
say it.
aliens.
I
It's
refuse.
aliens.
Not happening. I'm not saying it. I refuse.
Well, I mean, it has to be. You know, I
What?
mean, we're still trying to figure out how, you know, the Egyptian pyramids got built. You know, they have all the theories, but nobody really knows.
Well, you
Aliens. That's what
Aliens.
I'm saying.
It was
Aliens.
aliens. Yep.
That's what I
did
think.
did you see that picture I loaded up, Donnie? I don't know if you looked at it or not. I just loaded it up. And I just happened to see it, and it caught my attention. You know,
Mm,
this thing, this mountain.
yeah.
Look at the measurements. You know, from Stonehenge and the North Pole, and it is exactly double that to the South Pole. Exact.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's the other thing they pointed out. It's the same distance to the North Pole, to Mount Kailash, as it is
yeah,
to Stonehenge.
yeah. I saw that. I was like, wait a second. How come everything seems to go between Stonehenge and everything? Here we go. We're thinking ley
Here
lines.
we go with this. Here we go with this because I'm
Yeah,
telling you, there are many Stonehenge like
hinges. Yep.
locations, and they're all around the world.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we got one up
Mostly
in what is it,
located where
Vermont
the
or New York
original
or
is
whatever.
located.
Yeah.
Mostly located there, but there are some that have branched out. There's even one in the United States.
Yep. And they all line up at the same time of year, the solstice.
I, do you think it was like a? Let's throwing this out here. Do you think it was like a teleportation station? You know what I mean? Like they could use that to like make a phone call, or you know,
Well, this
or
guy claims that Mount Kailash was a straight up portal.
see,
Actually, a few religions actually claim that too. The Buddhists call
that's
it the
what I'm
center of the
saying.
universe, the primary nexus. Other people describe it, I've heard it described as a spiritual airport where creatures from the other side will come and go. This is Heathrow for them.
That's what I'm thinking. If you have your command center, which would be this particular mountain, and it has invisible arms that reach to like Stonehenge, to here, to there, to there. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like a communication center. Like you could just whatever you needed to get across to the next place, it would have to go through there. It's like your operator has to plug you
Mhm.
in and send you to the next spot. I wonder. Wow, I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
brain is going really crazy with
I
this because
say,
I mean, it's actually a very unique kind of idea, but not really. You think about it. You've got your telephone center,
Yeah.
you got your operator right there in the middle, and that operator is going to connect you with wherever you need to go or
There
whoever you need
does
to talk to.
there does seem to be a few major like power nodes spread throughout the world, and where they line up is very interesting. It is worth examining, I think.
Well, I know. Sorry. I know the next question is going to be: is does this lay on some ley lines? Is it connected to these things? Does
yeah.
is there some type of connection that way, or are we way
There's
off in our thinking here?
I think there's a whole lot with ley lines and Mount Kailash because that was a whole can of worms. I was just like, I don't have time for all that.
Yeah.
But there
That's
is.
going way far in there.
I figured if it was connected to Stonehenge like that, the way it was with the North Pole, that
Mhm.
immediately makes me take ley lines right away. Right away.
Yeah.
Well, Donnie, you're talking to me. You know, I'm going to bring up something weird. You know, I'm going to bring up that thing that road you didn't want to go down. Um, but yeah, that that's very strange because I mean, if it is on ley lines, if it does have some type of ore deposit or salt deposit or something, this will make people feel either better or worse just for the salt content for number one, you know, because salt, sea salt is supposed to do a lot of things for the body. So
Yeah.
making the trek would have a lot of antioxidants, cleansing properties, things like that. You know, your skin would look better. You know, your brain would be clearer. You know, a lot of things would be better. You know, within your body.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's not necessarily the fountain of youth for your physical body, but it could
No, I
be the
think,
fountain of youth for your spiritual body.
yeah. I think for your physical body, sounds like Mount Kailash is the opposite of Fountain of
Yes.
Youth. You know what
Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's for your
I mean?
spiritual, your
Mhm.
spiritual body. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. That's giving me stuff to think about. 3 a.m.
Heck,
thought.
Yeah,
There
I'm
they
still
are.
reading on these lakes. I mean, these lakes have got me so enamored. I'm like, why is this like this? Why is this doing this? I'm like, I'm looking at all of it now. I'm like, I've got everything like 15 different tabs up on my Chrome over here going.
Your curiosity has been piqued.
I'm telling you, I'm going down a
Yeah.
rabbit hole. Then it does it to me all the time when we end up doing this kind of stuff. I start really looking, and it happened with several of the topics we've done. Once the minute I started digging, it's like 5 hours later. I said, "Oh crap, I got to
I gotta
actually
go to bed.
go do
I gotta
something."
go to work.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
yeah.
right.
Mm.
So
Now
I
That's what he
don't
said.
know.
here was a question. Now you said his name's Moldashev, right?
Yeah.
That other guy.
Yeah.
Because he was said there's a report here that his group also reported that unusual phenomena included rapid hair and nail growth too,
Yeah.
and sudden aging
They
when they were
were,
in the visitors area though,
yeah.
not necessarily when they were inside there. But I was like, well, now that we're thinking about it, those other guys that were talking about the Siberian climbers that nobody knows really for sure anything about. If they exhibited that same stuff, they just never broke the cycle when they left. You know what I mean? Which obviously he figured out something with talking to the llamas and stuff to be able to
Well,
break that
he
cycle.
wasn't trying to summit it though.
No, that's true. He was
Yeah.
just trying to learn about it.
Yeah.
So
I think he had thought
hey,
about climbing it, but then I think he quickly realized that it was a bad idea.
well, it sounds to me like we got a King Tut's curse thing going on right here.
Mhm.
Honestly, it I haven't seen there. What I'm looking at this other guy in 2007. I guess there was a mountaineering team that tried to go up too, and I'm
Yeah.
read about that, and it's like they got
No, there's
severe
still people
headaches.
trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, severe headaches, feeling weakness in their legs, forced them to abandon the attempt because they were getting sick. I'm like, that just. I mean, think about it. We in our paranormal investigation and such. You get a heavy EMF, presence, and people start getting sick. They start
Yes,
feeling it.
over long time exposure,
Yeah.
long term exposure will any type of high EMFs will make you hallucinate.
Yeah.
And
So
feel physically ill.
think how long this guy was on that mountain absorbing that, if it was that big of a field we're thinking about, to make him actually turn his crew around, and go back because of how they were feeling. They just couldn't do it anymore. Not because of weather, not because of something being blown out. They literally physically could not do it. It was stopping them. It was
Yeah.
stopping them.
Right. Well, Sparky also said had a family member travel to I can't see all of it.
Traveled from mid Washington to get mud from the Great Salt Lake for me due to my eczema in '79.
Okay.
Yeah, a salt scrub, everybody. We all know
Yep.
salt scrubs.
Yeah. Yep.
What about Epsom salts for your feet? Aching joints,
Aching
body,
joints,
muscles,
yeah.
all
And
of that stuff.
you had sores in your mouth or something growing up. What did your mom always tell you to do? Wash it out
Rinse
with
your mouth
salt water.
salt water. I would still do it to this day. I recommend
Oh, yeah.
that to anyone. It works wonders. And to do it several times a day. I don't recommend doing it every day when you have no ailments.
No.
Right.
I mean, because it
Moderation.
Yeah, it can wreak havoc on your body if
Mhm.
you have too much salt. And maybe during these treks and things like that, or people who are up there for an extended period of time, or experiencing some of that, that it might be too much. And you're talking about the the magnetism that's coming from that place, and all of the other effects that it's having on the body, that a long-term exposure is not a good thing. um Maybe it is making people hallucinate, where they're getting disoriented or losing time, or things like that, because of all of those things together is not good for a long period of time, but maybe for a short period of time that it's okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And maybe that's why these people are only trekking this one time a year, if and they may skip a year.
Yeah.
You know, you do it too much, it may be bad. Uh, I'm sure there's more to that story, and why they only do it once a year. Why are there not more? I mean, because they all come together once a year. They all come together once a year. Why are they
Yeah.
not doing it at all different times of the year? You know, to to do a body cleansing. Let's just say that, to do a body cleansing. Why are they just doing it one time a year? Why are they all coming together as one to do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
a hard journey to get out there for them. It's
Yeah.
not easy, especially if you're yeah, especially if you're coming up from India.
Yeah, but that's
Um,
what I mean, is like, why
yeah,
are all these different types of religions coming together and doing this all at one time? I
Yeah.
mean,
right.
why are they not doing it separately, or
Oh
doing it
no,
more
they
of an
do. They
experience?
actually do. The pilgrimages look different between Hindus and like Jain practitioners.
Okay.
Um, like the Bond people, they're the ones like they specifically you have to circumnavigate it like counterclockwise. They've got that rule. They come, but it's just the fact that it's holy for all four religions, and for
Mm-hmm.
all four religions, it's a major pilgrimage site.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different why they're holy, right? Because the Buddhists they see it as the center of the universe.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, they're all related to each other because Buddhism and Jainism both come from Hinduism. They both have similar roots, kind of like how Christianity and Islam both come from Judaism. It's like a
Yes.
Yeah.
very similar relationship. So they're gonna find similar things holy, right? But maybe for a little bit different reasons. Like things that Christians find holy might be a little bit different than might be the same. Well, okay, they might be the same as what Jewish people find holy, but they might be holy for different, slightly different reasons. Related
Right.
but different.
Right. Daniel says, I felt 10 years younger after 2 salt baths. Yeah, they actually have salt rooms where you can actually sit in a room of just pure salt, but they
Yeah.
don't recommend it for
A long time.
long, super long periods of time. And they can rejuvenate you, make you feel better, and things like that. But I think over a prolonged exposure is not going to be good. I mean, because yeah, we use salt to cure meat, and I would think that you wouldn't want that happening to your body, because you're just basically curing your own body.
Right.
So it's basically gonna dry you out, make you look older, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, it does have its pros and cons.
Dang. I gotta quit looking at this stuff. I'm telling you.
You're getting sucked in?
Well,
Is
I
it?
mean, the more I look at it, remember we were talking about the faces and stuff, on the side of
Mhm.
the mountain. I found one of those like you were talking about where it had his face and the satellite, the Google Earth photo that they talk about with the shadow.
Hmm.
I found it out there. I uploaded it. Um, and the one where from the north base where it shows the character for Parva. Like you see,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
saw that one.
you gotta pull back, and see, right there in that middle, you could see where the face and the eyes kind of look the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the weird part is that's kind of off to the side. We're looking at it from an angle, to
Yeah,
where the other picture we were looking at is straight on.
Yeah, almost straight on. Yeah, or blown up. I don't know which for sure, but I mean between that one and then you're talking about that ohm that we were talking about the character ohm, and that's supposedly that's the North Face right there. So yeah, I mean this thing has so many mysteries going on about it to start with. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And we ain't even scratched the surface of it. I haven't even got into the actual, really the stuff where it talks about the actual uh pyramids part of it and stuff like that, and the it's called a vacuum pyramid is what they call it on one of them. I was like, oh, okay, what's a vacuum pyramid versus a regular pyramid? What are we talking about here? And how whoever built it, how are they going to know at that time how to create a vacuum?
Aliens.
Those aliens.
Aliens. You're getting me. You get me to want to give up on it now.
Hey, I mean, if I can't
But
explain it,
yeah,
it's aliens. That's it.
but
That's my
as far
story.
as mysterious mountains in the world go, this is number one.
Oh yeah, I mean I haven't
Number
seen.
one. Number
Yeah,
one.
absolutely. Well, it is because of the religious background to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, we're talking about uh, religions that are being practiced today. We're not talking about um Greek gods or Mount
Yeah.
Vesuvius or anything like that, where that is not practiced in this day and age. But we're talking about
Mhm.
religions that are, and
Mhm.
about this mountain, and it does look like
Yeah,
it doesn't belong there. It
Yeah.
looks like
yeah, it's
it's
kind of out of the blue. L-
yeah,
Look
it
at
just
those pictures of the yaks again. You know, there is literally nothing around there, but that thing sticks up like a thumb. You know,
yeah.
it doesn't. At least with Everest, Everest sticks up, but Everest is also surrounded by a lot of other mountains that ain't a whole heck of a lot shorter than it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this thing's got ridges around it. Don't get me wrong, but they're hills compared to it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Africa, where Kilimanjaro, comes up above the Serengeti area. When
Yeah.
it rises, there's no distinguish. It's by itself out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's by itself.
And
Hmm.
this one is too.
Kilimanjaro is another interesting one we're gonna have to look
Oh
at
yeah,
one of these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
it is. Um,
Then we get into voodoo.
but if you're
Yeah.
thinking that this is a whole entire society inside this one particular mountain,
Hmm.
wouldn't you kind of want it to blend in to the environment so people couldn't find it? I mean, it makes all
Yeah.
the sense in the world. I mean, I would. I
Yeah.
would just make it
Yeah.
blend in so you can't, it looks a little
Cover
out
it
of
with
place,
rocks.
but
Yeah.
it looks just as barren as everything else out there. There's not a whole lot out there. It makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is.
Right?
That's the thing. And when we see all these pictures, it just looks like a dome mountain,
Yeah.
But normal dome mountains like that aren't that tall to start with. They really aren't. I mean, you're talking about 10 to 15,000 feet max on a lot of them,
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
far as an actual dome mountain. Now, you got true peak, that's one thing, but this is a dome.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, now I'm used to seeing stuff like NORAD. Okay. So we know that NORAD is within a mountain. And
Hmm.
but there's signs that people use the roads and everything to go in there. It's not
Yeah,
super hidden, you know.
no,
I could see it right outside my front window when I lived in Colorado Springs. I could see it. I could see where people were driving. You could see the headlights going in and out. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm used to that, but that mountain is not as big as what we're discussing here.
yeah, yeah.
And I
So I
can't tell
mean,
you how many people they could fit into NORAD on a daily basis, or how many
oh
they
good
do
lord,
fit in there on a daily basis.
that's
Um,
classified. We can't discuss that. Stop it.
I know it's top secret. Um, but
Either way, though, you're right. Though I mean, we have no idea how many are going in and out of that mountain.
No,
Honestly,
no,
and
absolutely not. Because
it's the
personal
same
vehicles
thing.
aren't going in. Personal vehicles are not
No.
going
They
in.
get it's
They get shuttled in.
they get shuttled in just like when we used to go out to uh Fort Irwin in California, Barstow area, but we'd fly into Vegas when we were doing like
Mhm,
Op 4 stuff. And
mhm.
there's a certain spot in Las Vegas airport that has nobody but certain people at it. And I'll give you one guess is where they're going.
Right,
And
right.
they get on unmarked buses, they get on
Yeah,
unmarked, whatever the case might be, and they get shuttled out into a certain place in the desert. Okay.
right.
And that's all there. They go out there, they come back, they have no life. They can't get, them guys, they can't talk about nothing at all. So
Right.
just letting them get out and drink a little bit, somebody's watching them.
Yeah, yeah. But I
It was wild.
I'm just thinking if I mean, they're doing it in modern times today. I mean,
Yeah.
they are using mountains. So, I mean, even if they didn't exist in that particular mountain today, they may have at one time.
Yeah.
But to
Very well could
have
have.
what he was talking about, like a steel door, um, that just that screams something else to
Now,
me. That's strange.
here's the other thing we were talking about with the electromagnetic. Did he say it was steel or did he say it was iron in his book? Did it say?
He said specifically it was iron.
Oh, iron. Okay,
So it
so
was
iron.
iron. That immediately, now you're really getting, okay, we got a magnetic thing going on for sure.
Gotta be. I mean, because how many of
Gotta
those
be.
doors
If you got one that big.
and yeah, and things are within that mountain, just like it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And that's strange.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it makes me want to go make the trek just to see if I can get in.
You're
Good
gonna
luck
make
I'll
it
be
with
out
that.
knocking out the
to
door. Excuse me, housekeeping.
yeah,
Knock, knock.
that'd be great if we can make it out to the India-China border.
I know, because I'd be like
Yeah.
screaming,
Hey,
housekeeping. Let me in.
housekeeping. I clean now.
Mhm.
I clean now.
Right? I just be
And I
screaming,
hear him inside going,
housekeeping.
"Who hired the immigrants?"
Well, we've got our own Mount Kailash here in the States. We've got Mount Shasta, so
It don't
we
Yeah.
should try to
compare.
make it out there first, I guess.
I think we have more than that. We just have not really dove into other places within the United States that have this type of phenomena going on with it. But I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more.
There's gotta be. There's gotta be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
where else
Especially
says
along the
Brandy won't be able
37th
to blend into
parallel.
the ground? You would stick out like a sore thumb over there, Brandy.
I know I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
You'd be taller than every one of them to start with.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, my height would automatically give it away. I would just be too tall. And
I could hear him
everybody,
right.
I'm only 5'7". Does that tell you anything?
I could
I'd
hear
be too tall. Donnie would
the
be too
llamas
tall.
and the Sherpas right now going, "Ooh, Swiss, Swiss."
Swiss. But Donnie would be too tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean,
But he blend in with the Sherpas.
yeah. We
No, I
could just
wouldn't. I'm 5'10". I would tower over them.
yeah, he would be
You're
like
what?
a giant. He'd be a
I would
giant.
tower over them. Yeah.
And that brings up a good thing too, because you're talking about giants being in this mountain. I mean, maybe where they were just normal sized
Mhm.
beings in there, and because of their size they thought
Yeah.
they were huge. I mean, because look at us, if we stand next to somebody who is 7 foot tall, we're like, dang. But
Yeah.
I don't know, because you take somebody in shorter stature and stick them next to somebody who's 6 foot, they look
Mhm.
like a giant.
Yeah.
Night, Sparky.
Good night, Sparky.
Good night. Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. That's I mean, we have to take it from the person's perspective as they are telling the story.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, somebody that looks like a giant to them may not look like a giant to us.
Yeah.
Because we're taller. Well, not to you, Randy, but to me and Donnie. Um,
Oh, low blow.
I'll have you know, I am perfectly hided for the right people. You just got hormone imbalances. It
I
doesn't
had to
make any
slip that
difference.
right in there.
That's
I
okay.
had to
That's
slip that right in
okay.
there.
I consider the source first of all.
Oh no, there you go. There you go. There you go. I'm always kidding around anyway. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking that this needs a little bit more exploration on our part
hmm
and see if we can't come across like Kilimanjaro, like you were saying, Donnie, that maybe we need to look into maybe more of these lone mountains, if you want to call them that,
Yeah.
and see if there are the similarities and if there are also like religious points or something of that nature. I would be interested in hearing all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about and our height, our larger peaks in the states. They all had folklore and you know, uh, religious beliefs, shall we say, or they were considered sacred by the indigenous tribes that were here.
Right.
I mean, so anything that could get closer to the, the spiritual being or whatever you want to call it, get you closer to the heavens was always going to be sacred, no matter what, especially in the primitive society.
Well, I mean, I've been in the mountains in Tennessee, and I was at a location where it looked like you could actually reach up and just touch the stars. It just felt like you were just that
Mm.
close.
Oh yeah,
And being
over in the
now down
Smokies.
where I'm sitting very low on the water table, um, it seems so far away.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean that in itself can be a whole religious experience
Oh yeah.
just to feel that um and to see it and that
Anybody in
sort of good stuff.
Tennessee, if you don't
Yeah.
believe that, go on the scenic daggum walk and scenic drive at Eaglemont in southeastern Tennessee. You go up that,
Mhm.
and you'll understand what it's like to be in a old school mountain, i.e.
Yeah.
the hills of Tennessee type thing. It is beautiful there.
It's more than hills. It's more than hills.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but with that being said, we're at the end of our hour and a half, and so we're going to have to cut this
Oh
off
wow.
and table it for a
Guys,
different day.
Dang it.
don't forget to check out Paul's channel. They're coming up soon. I think he's on there with Krista
Yep.
tonight.
They're talking
So have
Yes.
LBL
fun
too,
over
ain't they?
there
Tonight.
talking about the LBL.
Yes.
hmm
And tune in tomorrow on Blondes and Booze at 8 p.m. Central. We're going to have Miguel Ramirez on with us with Sasquatch Theory. We are going to be talking about our friend Adam and, all of that. So make sure you tune in.
Yep.
All of the super chats tomorrow will be donated to Adam and his family
Yep.
as much as we can do. And Donnie, are you coming on this week?
Yeah, I will be coming on. Donnie Cho Says Stuff will be returning this weekend, guys.
All
So
right. Donnie Cho Says Stuff will be reappearing this Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Central.
I finally
So,
finished my video game.
all right. Yes. So tune in. And on Sundays at 5 p.m. Central, it's Randy and I with Truth or Tinfoil. And you
Yep.
never know what you're going to get. Probably some more red circles.
Most
Red
likely.
Circle.
That's all I can ever find, it seems like.
All
But at
right,
the end of the
everybody.
day, just remember it's aliens.
Yep.
It's
We'll
Alien.
see everybody later. Tune in to Paul, Paranormal Paul, right now. And we'll see y'all later. Good night.
Laters.
All right.